Hey everyone, my name is Gabriella Martino. You are tuned into G Martino TV. With me today, I have a very special guest. His name is Mike Gardner. You may also know him as the CEO and president of Headliner Market Group, the mastermind behind Story on Thursday, Room Service on Friday, and as quoted, the best party in the world, Live on Sunday. Hey Mike, how
What's
are
up,
you
Magna?
today? Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Now, before we get into the juicy details, I have to mention I kicked off my new year at the most talked about party, which was the Jay-Z Magna Carta tour after party at Story. It was incredible. It was packed. Jay-Z brought out Beyonce, Lil Wayne, Drake, and that's just to name a few. That must be an amazing feeling, right?
Yeah, it's always an amazing feeling when you actually put together an event and then you watch it materialize into something that was almost historical. I've been doing a lot of events over the last 10 years, but I must say that was one of the best events I've done.
Yeah, I can
in
imagine.
a long time. Yeah, so it was great. I'm happy.
For those who may not know, can you give us a brief description about yourself? Who is Mike Gardner?
I mean, Mike Gardner is a guy from Illinois. I came up. Actually, I first came down to Miami back in '91. I was playing basketball for the University of Miami. And with me being affiliated with University of Miami and playing basketball and knowing a lot of the football players, you know, the nightlife, the night scene was just part of it. You know what I mean? So I used to frequent the clubs, not necessarily while I was in school, but you know, after the fact, and it became something that, you know, with the relationships that I had with the ball players, you know, and going out, it was something that I decided, you know, to make as a career. And I also got my degree in marketing as well, so it kind of like went hand in hand.
Yes, I was going to ask you about college. I see you got a scholarship to the University of Miami as a starting point guard.
Yeah.
Right? So why am I not watching Mike Gardner on ESPN as opposed to the Nightlife? What made you change your mind?
I'm gonna give the traditional answer that a lot of guys will give, and I'm gonna say politics. You know, we always feel like we have the skills to make it to the next level, and I still would say that as well, but I think, you know, that just wasn't in God's plan for me to do that. But I've been blessed to do this, and I'm very happy in where my life is right now. So I'm fine.
You're very good at it.
Thank you.
So how did the nightlife start for you? What was the first thing that made you realize, okay, I have to start in the nightlife?
To be honest, my cousin had a barbershop here called Headliners.
Okay.
And you know, he was cutting a lot of celebrities' hair. And one day he had this idea. Like, he's always been the guy that had these crazy ideas. So he had this idea of us doing a players' ball in Miami. And you know, during the time, you know, I really wasn't doing nothing. I was back in Chicago. I had moved back to Chicago and was finishing school at DePaul University. So I had a little time. I was still trying to pursue my NBA dreams, but at the same time, I really wasn't doing nothing. So he had this idea of doing a players' ball. So I came down to Miami, and we put together this event with the Heat and the Dolphins. Of course, during that time, I knew a lot of the Heat players because I played ball, and then I knew a lot of few of the Dolphin players like Lamar Thomas, Shatil Green, Jason Taylor, because, you know, Jatil and Lamar, those guys went to University of Miami. So I put together a players' ball, and it just went from there.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I must say
that was your first official party.
My very first official party was a players' ball as well, but it was a real players' ball. Like, me being from Chicago, you know, it's kind of, you know, I don't know if it's fit for this station, but it's a players' ball, which was hosted by Ice-T and Bishop Don Magic Juan. It had a lot to do with some real players.
Okay. So the outcome was crazy.
The outcome was cool. It was a learning experience. Let me just say that. Okay. Like, I think I made one of the biggest mistakes as a person who didn't have any guidance, as a person that didn't come up under anyone. I jumped out there and tried to do, as my first event, a 2-day event, like a weekend, and it was a complete disaster. But I learned from it, though. It was a complete disaster. But it was good. I learned so much from that it became a win for me because I gathered the knowledge of being hands-on without having to have anyone to guide me.
Okay, right. So Headliner Market Group, it's not only you. Who else is in Headliner Market Group?
I'm the CEO of Headliner Market Group, and then of course I have my partner, Phil, the mayor.
Okay.
Like I said, my cousin, he's not only is he family, but he was an intricate part of me actually putting Headliner together. And like I said, I even got the name Headliner from his barbershop.
Yes.
So it's my cousin, Phil, and of course Stevie J. He's definitely a part of Headliner Market Group. And then we have those guys that's actually working affiliated with Headliner Market Group. But I would say that is the core of Headliner.
Okay. You don't even look like you're stressed. Do you face any challenges as a CEO?
Oh, for sure. I have a lot of different ways of handling the stress. I like some of them are natural stressors, so some of them I can't get by. But I try to be mindful that once I've done everything I could do as far as promoting the party, I then have to really just let it happen. Either it's going to be good or it's either going to be bad. And that's why I'm also thankful, not only to God, but I'm also thankful to the people that actually continue to support, because they don't have to support. So I'm always going to be thankful. There's nothing to stress about, and it's going to be what it's going to be.
I try to keep up to date with Twitter, Instagram, the blogs. I also read you got an award from the Global Spin Awards as Best Club Promoter in 2012, and then you were nominated in 2013.
Yes.
What keeps you motivated to do this every day?
I mean, my motivation comes behind just really, to be honest, and I don't want to just say it because it's like the cool thing to say, but I really like to see everyone around me happy. Okay. Like, so my motivation really comes from seeing the people around me happy and making sure that they are put in a position to be successful. Like, I was very thankful and appreciative for the Global Spin Award of being National Promoter of the Year. This year, I kind of knew that I really wasn't for sure I was gonna get it back to back, because of course, like even last year, the competition, like this one individual in particular, which is Alex Goodwin in Atlanta, who not only is he a promoter, but he's a club owner, and he does a lot of magnificent events. So I knew the competition was pretty tough, but I'm very, very thankful to represent Miami.
Right.
And winning it. But my motivation again comes from seeing the people around me happy, seeing the people around me being successful or put in a position to be successful and see their dreams come true. And I feel like we still got a long ways to go. A lot of it comes from just me wanting to brand Headliner into making it a really a nationwide global brand, because I think about it, as I get older, there's still going to be some, the younger generation, like a party, people's always going to party.
Right.
There's always going to be events, there's always going to be things for us to promote and market. So I just looked at that commercial as a stepping stone for me to put it out there to the world. Like, this is what we do.
Yeah, major moves. Now, you had a chance to bring out a lot of celebrities, from Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy, Russell Simmons, even Michael Jordan. Is there really anybody else on your wish list to host a Headliner party?
I mean, I get asked that question all the time. Like, and to be honest, like I've had them all.
Yeah.
The only person that I haven't had actually attend or be a part of any of my parties was, of course, the late Michael Jackson. Outside of that, like, everybody knows my upbringing as a basketball player. I've had my idol growing up, Michael Jordan, attend a few of my parties. So that was like a big moment for me. And then everybody knows that I'm like Jay-Z.
Right.
I'm like a Jay-Z fan. So I've had Jay be a part of my parties, not only attend them, but actually me working with him and putting these parties together. So I pretty much am living, my dream. So, and I think it'll come more opportunities for me to try to reach.
That's great. Thank you for coming, Mike. Appreciate your time.
It.
Miami, make sure to check out the hottest headliner parties on South Beach. Story on Thursday, room service on Friday, and of course, live on Sunday. Make sure to follow Mike Gardner on Twitter and Instagram at Headliner World. And please make sure to follow me on YouTube. Stay tuned for the next interview. You never know who's next.